The 2025 MotoGP season is heating up again, with a major discussion surrounding two modern motorcycle racing legends, Marc Márquez and Casey Stoner. Comparisons between the two have intensified after Jorge Lorenzo, a former rival and five-time world champion, shared his candid thoughts. According to Lorenzo, Marquez has one major advantage that makes him superior to Stoner: boundless ambition. Does Marquez's ambition really make him superior to Stoner? Let's discuss it. In an interview with DAZN, Lorenzo shared his thoughts on the comparison between the two modern MotoGP icons. Both riders are known for their aggressive and uncompromising riding styles, but there are technical details that differentiate them. Stoner prefers straight, stable braking, then exiting the corner with very fast acceleration. In contrast, Marquez brakes very late, enters corners with extreme, often seemingly impossible banked turns, and then loses a bit on the corner exit, Lorenzo explained. However, Lorenzo emphasized that the biggest difference between them is their fighting mentality, not just their technique. Stoner could be satisfied with second or third place under certain circumstances, but Marquez, even if his body is sore or his bike isn't perfect, he pushes himself to win. His ambition is truly unmatched, Lorenzo asserted. Lorenzo believes this is what has allowed Marquez to surpass Stoner. The nickname Baby Alien symbolizes his extraordinary fighting spirit. Marquez survived 3 arm surgeries, recovered from a serious injury that nearly ended his career, and bounced back with Ducati. Now, Marquez is once again a major threat on the track, chasing his 9th world title, which would further cement his status as a living MotoGP legend. Marc Márquez's continued dominance in the 2025 MotoGP season further confirms his initial predictions. Since the Silverstone Grand Prix, the Baby Alien has been unbeatable in full races. His streak of 14 consecutive wins has propelled him to the top of the standings, leaving his closest rival and younger brother, Alex Marquez, 175 points behind. Many observers have called the 2025 season one of the most phenomenal in Marquez's career. Marquez later revealed that the true turning point came after the Aragon Grand Prix test. At that time, he and the Ducati technical team adjusted his bike settings to resemble those of other Ducati riders. The results were surprising. The comfort he had lost seemed to return instantly. Initially, I used a different setting, and the bike was more jumpy and unpredictable. But now, after matching the geometry to the other Ducatis, the bike is much more stable and easier to control, Marquez explained confidently. Ducati now relies completely on Marc Márquez. Francesco Bagnaia, previously a mainstay, is struggling to tame the GP25, and Fabio Di Giannantonio has been unable to perform consistently at the front. The situation is further complicated by Alex Marquez's absence due to injury. In practice, only Marc can ensure Ducati's continued dominance while also proving himself essential to the ambitious GP25 project. Senior MotoGP observer Carlo Pennat has made another sharp statement that has sparked debate. He believes that Ducati will truly be lost this season without Marc Márquez, who elevated the team to new heights. He makes all the difference, not just because of the Ducati bike, but also because of his hunger, talent, and racing instincts. Ducati has the best bike, but only Marquez can make it better, Pennat asserted in an interview. Conversely, Pennat didn't hesitate to criticise Francesco Bagnaia, saying that he is experiencing a mental decline. Pecco has lost confidence. His gestures in front of the camera show frustration. Ducati is a gem, but he can't capitalise on it. All the pressure is exposing his weaknesses, Pennat quipped. Furthermore, Pennat emphasised that Ducati's decision to recruit Marquez was the most brilliant move of the past decade. According to Pennat, Marquez brings not only speed, but also a contagious winning mentality to the team. Without Marc, Ducati is just a good team. With him, they become a winning machine, a force that is almost impossible to stop, he concluded confidently. Meanwhile, KTM's rising star, Pedro Acosta, joined the ongoing debate about the greatest rider of all time. He argued that while Rossi will always be remembered as MotoGP's greatest icon, Marquez now deserves to be ranked alongside him. Rossi made MotoGP global, He transformed the sport into a global spectacle and is the reason millions of people fell in love with motorcycle racing. But Marquez is writing new history. If he wins another title, he'll be considered an icon of Spanish sport alongside Nadal, Alonso and Gasol, Acosta stated confidently. Furthermore, Acosta considers Marquez's comeback after a long injury one of the most extraordinary stories in modern sports. To him, the baby alien's resurgence after those difficult times is comparable to the iconic moment when Michael Jordan returned to the NBA. Many doubted him, but Marquez proved that the spirit of a true champion never fades. That's what makes him special, Acosta added. According to Acosta, the comparison between Rossi and Marquez cannot be made solely based on titles or statistics. It must also consider the profound influence they left behind. Rossi laid the groundwork, and Marquez ushered MotoGP into a new era with his extreme riding style and boundless ambition. Marc Márquez's dominance was once again undeniable at the 2025 Hungarian Grand Prix at Balaton Park. Marco Bezzecchi stole the show with a stunning start, leading for the first 10 laps. However, his performance faltered as his rear tyre grip decreased, allowing Pedro Acosta to overtake him. Finally, Marquez took control of the race with his trademark decisive manoeuvre. Bezzecchi had to settle for third place, while Marquez returned to the top step of the podium, extending his impressive winning streak. As soon as I saw the gap was only 0.8 seconds, I knew Marc would overtake me sooner or later, Bezzecchi admitted, acknowledging the 8-time world champion's superiority. Despite his disappointment, Bezzecchi remained optimistic. This race was mentally and technically challenging, but I still managed to get on the podium, even though my tyres were worn out. The fight isn't over yet. I'll come back stronger, he said confidently. Although this podium finish was bittersweet for Bezzecchi due to his failure to maintain his lead, he acknowledged that the result was still a valuable lesson. He emphasised that every race is an experience that makes him stronger. With his never-give-up spirit, Bezzecchi is determined to use this momentum to be more competitive in the next round. With his unique riding style, relentless ambition, and incredible ability to adapt to various situations, Marc Márquez has not only surpassed Casey Stoner's record, he has also placed himself in the heated debate over who deserves to be called the MotoGP GOAT, alongside the legendary Valentino Rossi. If Marquez's winning streak continues into the second half of the season, he could potentially secure his first world championship with Ducati at Misano. This would mark the greatest comeback in MotoGP history and be remembered as one of the most monumental stories in modern sports, the story of a warrior who overcame adversity to conquer the world once again. Is ambition Marquez's ultimate weapon? Would Ducati really be lost without Marquez, as Carlo Pannat said? Let us know your thoughts below